Welcome back to our channel, and thank you for tuning in and thank you for supporting us. But if you are new to this channel and you haven't subscribed yet, please encourage us by doing so that we can bring you the latest news as they happen. And together we can support our great leader, ؐ IPOB and Eastern Security Network. The Fulani Nigerian government is very arrogant in failure. Instead of taking military actions against the Fulani terrorists causing havoc across Nigeria, they are busy organizing closed-door meetings with the toothless bulldog service chiefs. And at the end of their useless meetings, nothing fruitful will come out of it. To the world and gullible, they will think that the Fulani Nigerian government wants to take a proactive action to end insecurity in Nigeria. But the truth is that the insecurity is caused by the Fulani Nigerian government using their Fulani terrorist foot soldiers. And the security meetings is done to re-strategize on how to increase the stronghold on Biafra land, killing and maiming, abducting Biafrans in order for them to blame IPOB and Eastern Security Network. That is the reason for their meeting. That is the sole reason for their meeting. They have no other agenda. Just to discuss on how to increase the killings in Biafra land and then blame IPOB and Eastern Security Network in order to justify their proscription as terrorist group and deceive the world to also follow suit. But the world is wise. They know the perpetrators of all this terrorism in Nigeria. Our great leader, º is sacrificing his personal comfort and family for the emancipation of Biafra from being destroyed by the Fulani Nigerian government and the Fulani-controlled Nigerian military, using their Fulani terrorists. You know, the terrorist-in-chief of Nigeria, the Buhari impostor and hopeless Uzodinjo, are the one responsible for all the atrocities going on in Biafra land currently. They are the one. As Biafrans, we must not allow º sacrifice go in vain. We must ensure his unconditional release from the terrorist Fulani Nigerian government and as well restore Biafra as commanded by ÂĆụkwụ. That is what we must do. And we must ensure we do that. The Fulani-controlled Supreme Court approved and ordered the extradition of a Nigerian named Prince Ugonna Anebunwa, wanted by FBI to the US. They approved the extradition because he's a Biafran. But they declared or declined not to do the same for the Fulani Rogue Police Deputy Commissioner of Police, ÂːBAKARIE, who committed more grievous offense than Anebunwa. Both Anebunwa and Karie have been on FBI wanted list, but Nigeria, under the Fulani Nigerian government, is a lawless nation, and Biafrans are no longer needed in the zoo called Nigeria. They don't want Biafrans in Nigeria. They don't want them. And that is why we must support our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and ensure that Biafra is restored quickly. The families of kidnapped Kaduna train victims and all their loved ones are all in tears. After the Fulani Nigerian government ignored them and abandoned their loved ones in the hands of Fulani terrorists, both Buhari impostor and his Fulani Nigerian government will never help them, because the Buhari impostor is the terrorist in chief and the leader of the Fulani terrorist bandits. The Fulani Nigerian government have promised to rescue Chibok schoolgirls who are still missing since 8 years now, have not done anything yet. They are silent. They are not even making any effort, because they are also involved in the kidnap of the Chibok schoolgirls. They are only deceiving the gullibles and the international community to believe that they are doing something. They are not doing anything. What about the Christian girl, Lera Sheribu, that was kidnapped? Her other Muslim schoolgirls were released, but because he refused to denounce Christianity, they held her back. And for years, she has been with the Fulani terrorist captors. And the Fulani Nigerian government is not doing anything. The Fulani Nigerian government is the creator and sponsor of terrorism and insecurity in Nigeria and Biafra land. And now they have been able to deceive the US government to approve the sales of more helicopter gunship worth about $1 billion to the Fulani Nigerian government. Buhari impostor had to lie that the 12 Super Tucano helicopter gunship they bought earlier were not enough, whereas the compromised Nigerian military have not been using them because the Fulani Nigerian government did not get approval from the US government to use the helicopter gunship against Biafrans. But now that Buhari impostor is pushing for another civil war, he plans to stay beyond 2023. Fulani is preparing for the war. And that is why they are buying all these things, deceiving the world, thinking they are fighting insecurity or terrorism. They are not doing anything. They are only acquiring weapons and ammunition so that when this war starts, they will be at the advantage. But they forget to remember that the same thing played out during the Civil War in 1967 to 70. They had all the equipment, but Biafra held them to stand still until their friends, the British, the Russians, the Arab nations, and other international community came to their rescue to annihilate Biafrans with hunger. Without that, Biafra would have been restored. But this time around, their game has come to an end. You know, the Middle Belt Forum have described the recent killings in the country as a function of a failed government. Bitrus Pogu, national president of Middle Belt Forum, said this in Makurdi, the Benue state capital, while reacting to recent killings in Benue, Plateau, and Kaduna states by Fulani terrorist bandits. He lamented that Buhari-led Nigerian government has failed the people. They deceived them, and they allowed the Fulani Janjaweed to deceive them. It is unfortunate development. It is a function of a failed Fulani Nigerian government, a government that cannot protect its people. It is only a failed government that would allow such a thing to happen in a country unchecked. It is unfortunate because their failure to put an end to these killings is gradually making the average Nigerians to hate the Fulani man. That is what is going to happen. Pogu, who expressed support for a recent call by Benue State Governor Samuel Ortom that people should arm and defend themselves, however, noted that their Benue people and the Middle Belt people do not have the wherewithal. If they had the wherewithal, they can assure you that they will defend themselves. And that is why the Buhari impostor and the Fulani Nigerian government does not want them armed. Thank you, my brothers and my sisters, for watching this video, and bye-bye for now.